Good afternoon, and my name is Velma Walker. I'm going to be speaking about meta-memory in aging adults. I will cover topics such as self-efficacy concerning belief that older adults have about their memory. I will talk about memory monitoring strategies such as JOKs and FOLs. We will discuss how source memory may cause difficulties and memory deficit. Finally, I will explain how monitoring your memory and using certain strategies may help improve your memory as you age. Hopefully this will help you, and while you listen, you will find new ways to help strengthen your memory. I, for one, am at an age where I'm looking for all kinds of ways to keep my memory sharp. I hope you enjoy my presentation. We will begin today with facts taken straight from our textbook of Metacognition that relate completely to our first topic of self-efficacy. In a study done in 1987, results show that older adults have a more negative view on themselves regarding their memory. In fact, there were two defining elements regarding their beliefs and how they had come about this conclusion, such as they honestly believe that they do not learn well and as well as their young counterparts, and they are for sure that their memory is declining with their age. For me, this all leads back to Rene Descartes, I think, therefore I am. So if I have a negative outlook on me memorizing things or learning new things, I'm going to have that same kind of outcome on the test. And we all know that whatever age we are, that if we have any doubt about a said task that we're about to embark on, we're less likely to try to approach that situation at all. Now, just imagine being 20 years older than you are right now, my age, and going back to college. This might give you a better perspective on self-doubt, self-efficacy for older adults. Another reason aging adults may have such a negative perception of their memory is that society has placed a huge emphasis on age. When you're 50, you're given an over-the-hill birthday party. When the actual average adult lives to be about 82 years old, that's a whole nother 30 years that you've got. Do these factors have something to do with self-efficacy in older adults? Has our cynicism towards elders in the community encouraged the belief or lack of belief that older adults have in themselves? Remember, ageism is a true prejudice, even when used against oneself by themselves. Monitoring strategies such as judgment of learning with older adults, they seem to be more overconfident. They're younger, according to their younger counterparts in our textbook, yet they perform worse in the experiments than younger adults who thought they would do worse on the test given. This might be proof that as adults age, we do not necessarily want to be wrong, but unfortunately, if we are to use judgment of learning monitoring and do not prepare adequately for the correct completion of the said task, we may fail. Feeling of knowing monitoring was some of the first testing done on older adults, performed by Butterfield and his associates in 1988. This type of monitoring showed that older adults performed pretty close to younger adults. There was maybe about a 0.4% difference. And it was very interesting because science shows that there's some deterioration effects on the frontal lobe of your brain, and this can cause one to make poor feeling of knowing judgments. But scientists believe that the life the older adults have lived and the meta-knowledge learned during the years of the early stages of their lives, those memories are not affected so much. So basically it means that they have a better knowledge due to life experiences and basic knowledge. But testing, however, still does show that when learning something new, older adults still fall way short of younger adults when using feeling of knowing strategies. In source monitoring in older adults, that can also be a deficit in their memory parameters. Our textbook says that the reason that there is such a deficit between older and younger adults with source monitoring memory is that older adults really don't think outside of the box. We basically go with what we are comfortable with. We group familiar things together to help recall specific source memory. I thought it was interesting, though, that in an experiment done, when older adults were told what contextual details to watch out for, they could recall the information immediately, and their source memory was so much better But there is hope. There's hope for aging adults. Preventing, or more likely really training your brain to help you remember. There was an experiment done and memory training programs set up, and the test showed some positive results. These results were achieved by measuring cognitive ability, parts of the brain, amounts of white matter present, education levels, and demographic differences. Scientists' outcomes show that those with higher education levels were more aware of memory monitoring or brain monitoring, and therefore would not benefit from future cognitive pieces of training. However, those with lesser education had no idea about monitoring or how to maintain the memories that they may soon forget. With the memory training program, they were taught specific skills such as repetitive strategies, simple memory skills, also like grouping or types of manipulatives that helped associate words with actions and break down new information. So there is hope. Thank you all for your attention during my presentation on meta memory in aging adults. I hope you will remember this information next time you're teaching maybe your grandparents something new, maybe technology. Be patient. Do not make fun of them. Encourage them to learn something new, to put themselves out there. The world is a completely different one than the one they grew up in, and we all know that an active brain is good for the body.